What's this?
Hello, welcome to the Freak Show. Bumpy McSquigums here. I want to thank you all for joining me for take number 89. I don't know, it's like 40-something. I don't know. It's been bad, guys. I have not been able to get this intro right at all. So bear with me. It's going to be a little bit lengthy, not like 15, 20 minutes or anything ridiculous like that. I don't know. Maybe once we get into the game, before the gameplay, it might be that long. Anyway, I'm rambling. I'm going to stop rambling. It's the first ever Triple P series, guys and gals, and again, this has been a pretty trying intro because there's so much I want to say, and I get distracted or it's too much. So we're going to try to cut it down a little bit. I'm just going to give you the facts. We're going to hop in. We're going to have some fun. So the Triple P series, what is it? It is my Patreon Patrons Pick series. It's purposely worded long and difficult and horrible because I want to use Triple P. So there, Patreon Patrons Pick. Triple P, it works. Essentially, the folks that support me on Patreon, they get a way of having a little bit of a say in what I play. I know that's like so many rhymes at once. My head's going to explode. It's fine. But basically, I gave them a list of about 20 to 25 games. They got to choose one to nominate. Once the nominations were in, they all got to vote, and the clear winner was Disciples 3. I did rush it a little bit this time around, guys and gals, because I was excited. I wanted to start this, so I didn't give them a lot of time. All the future voting and nominations, everything else, will be longer, so everybody can get in and do it. And yeah, that's basically what happened. That's where we're at. And this whole series is kind of a thank you to them and allowing them to shape where I go with the channel and kind of have a say in it. So thank you, and I'm going to go ahead and list all of my wonderful, wonderful patrons right now. The very first was Daniel Baulig, and he is still with me to this day. He has been the longest running patron, and thank you, good sir. Then we have a couple of newer comers. They are Chaos Undying and Travis Blood. And then, of course, the classics. That's right, the classics. Party Commissar and Ontrose. And then finally, the latest, I'd say the greatest, but I don't know. He might be just as good as all the others, might be worse, might be better. I don't know. But the latest to join the ranks is Zig. And those are my patrons. And you'll notice that the outro video thingy at the end of all my videos are now going to actually show off my boys, my folks, my patrons. So thank you guys. You'll be credited in the description of the video, and yes, you guys are awesome, and this whole series is brought about because of you guys. So, that being said, Disciples 3, we get to go and touch on a little bit of Disciples 3, and this is where it gets weird, and I'm probably going to screw everything up, but we're going to try not to do that. So, Disciples 3 released originally, I think, in 2010, and it was not well received. It was Disciples Resurrection. It was not well received. People who played the second Disciples loved that game a lot. Disciples 3 Resurrection came out, they did not like it. It was too big of a change. It was not well received. Then came Renaissance. Renaissance was okay. It changed some stuff. It fixed some things. I think it added more content. It was more of a DLC or an expansion than really like a reworking of the whole system in the game. And then finally in 2014, in fact, February 14th, so Valentine's Day 2014, Bit Composer Games and Akela released Disciples Reincarnation, which includes both Resurrection and Renaissance. I told you it's going to get crazy, and there's lots of things that are kind of overlapping and strange. They include all the content from both of those, but it was enhanced and revamped. They had an all-new combat system, it was all new features. There was a revamped combat system, and they added a whole bunch of side quests and a bunch of other content, and it's supposed to be the definitive and the way that Disciples 3 was meant to be played, and meant to be viewed, and just meant to be. So that's the one I chose, was the latest and greatest, and the one that also had the highest ratings. Like, the Steam reviews were pretty bad for the other two. This one, like, it was mixed on Renaissance. It was terrible or really low or bad or whatever it was on Resurrection. This one, actually, I think it's mostly positive. So, I mean, I don't take a lot of credence or stock in what folks say on Steam. No offense to anyone, but I really don't. This is after seeing some really good games just get blasted by Steam reviews, so I don't take much credit in that. But to see them change their tune on a game that they hated to, well, liking it, that says something. Anyway, this is my long-winded intro, guys and gals. I apologize. I know it's almost 5 minutes in, and now we're going to watch a video, an opening cinematic video, that hopefully explains some story and everything else, and then we'll actually get to hop in and start the game. So my apologies to anyone who's like, this is too long. In the future, I'm going to cut it down even more. This was just kind of a weird starting point, and then Disciples 3 had its own back history, and it's just weird. Anyway, folks, we'll be back after the video.
And so the great day dawns, the end of an epoch long foretold. Cast down from the heavens, a falling star turns the night to day. But to our world it brings the doom of eternal sufferings. Yet thoughtless thousands rush to rejoice in the divine omen.
Fools! How short is mortal memory. The prophecy was forgotten, which through the generations, from grandfather to grandson, was to be passed for all time.
Yet down through the ages, the elves have guarded the flame of prophecy, flickering in the hearts of those who may look into the depths of time. Grace would never return to Nevendar. This reverie is but a fleeting dream.
Before his fall, the mighty Bethrazen forged Nevendar and the fires of the abyss, and bestowed upon the world the light of the first dawn. But he was stricken by cunning slanders, and cast into the furnace of hell by the hand of the High Father, and was called Fallen. Countless centuries of shame and suffering have scorched the heart of Bethrazen. Yet one flame blazed in his mind, the dream of freedom regained.
Bethrazen came to despise his creation. And now the long-awaited day had come. Through walls of flame, Bethrazen beheld the star hurtling towards Nevendar. The prophecy had come to pass, the hour of freedom within his grasp. His great power, once stripped from him by the High Father, belongs to him by right of strength, and he shall claim it.
Okay, so there you have it, guys and gals. That is the story so far, or at least in a nutshell or something along those lines. Alright, we're going to hop in, we're going to start the campaign. There are multiple things to take notice on this wonderful page. This is the difficulty settings. Here are the 3 classes, there's 3 difficulty settings, and up top there's all the campaigns. We are going to play through the tutorial. I know some people are going to be like, no, not the tutorial. I've already played through the tutorial myself. I kind of know what's going on. I'll be able to condense some of it so you guys don't have to go through the full tutorial. But it's still going to help you guys to understand what's going on. And then maybe you want to grab the game. The game is not really that expensive. I think it's around 10 bucks, honestly. So you may want to go and check it out. Anyway, that being said, I'm probably also going to do the campaigns in the order that's appearing above us here. So the tutorial, the Empire, the Legions, the Elven, and the Undead, or the Legions of the Damned, the Elven Alliance, and the Undead Hordes. I'll probably go in that order. If you guys absolutely hate the idea of going in that order and you don't want to see that order, feel free to leave comments down below. If I get like a whole bunch of responses that say you should go to the Legions, to the Undead, to the Elven, to the Empire, or whatever, just let me know, guys. Just let me know down below. If you manage to do it before I record, I'm going to guess around episode 3, then great. I'm only going to try to do 2 right now, and then we're going to go and do number 3 on Monday, and so on and so forth. And then it's going to be a daily thing, because again, it's all about the Patreon patrons. Yeah. Alright, so difficulty. There are 3 difficulties. There's easy, good for new players. Normal, which is perfect for players who are experienced in strategy games like moi. And exciting for experienced players who are looking for a challenge. While I could probably, I say probably, I don't know for sure, I could probably handle that, I'm not going to. Mostly because I'm scared like a little girl and I don't want to die and be looking like a fool. So, until I know I'm dominant at a game, I generally don't go into like super hard difficulties. You guys know that I took my time getting to the harder difficulties in HOM 7. But eventually I did go with Heroic at the very end for multiple things, so, you know, I'm not 100% opposed to it, but for now we're just going to keep it this way. Alright, then we have 3 different classes, and each class brings something special or unique to the table. The Warlord, for instance, his units restore 15% of their health at the end of each turn, and they expend fewer over-the-land movement points when engaging in combat, which seems pretty cool. And then the governor, and this is not my style, I will not be picking the governor, but the governor gains an additional 20% discount when trading. So things that he sells are worth 20% more, and things that he buys are 20% cheaper. Decent, and it would help you win the economy game at times, but not my style, not going to do it. Now, when I did play the original Resurrection, Disciples 3, I did play as the mage, and it was quite good. The mage can cast 2 spells per turn, and it's at a 30% reduced mana cost. Sorry, I think I said cost. Anyway, so that's actually quite good. Very, very decent. I'm going to try the Warlord this time around. It seems for fighting, that's going to be the preferred method, maybe? I'm not sure. Though I imagine you could probably heal up with spells, too. Anyway, we're going to go with the Warlord. I've already decided.
History
and like I said,
is writ in blood by the deeds of men. Men of courage would defend the meek and leave behind legends of just battles and heroic deeds. The wicked and power-hungry leave in their wake the chronicles of despair, each with its own dark beginning. But the bloodiest legends are writ when mortal deeds are driven by divine will, and none can foresee the fate of Nevendar as their cruel fates twist and clash.
Indeed. And as I said, folks, we're going to go through the tutorial. It should be pretty easy. Welcome! This tutorial mission will introduce you to the basics of the game. As you advance through this scenario, you will see a range of tutorial videos which explain various aspects of the game. You can review those videos at any time by clicking the tutorial button marked by the question mark icon at the top of the screen. Alright, we're going to skip most of the videos, mostly because I don't need them. At any time we can open the tutorial thing. That's basically what it says. Alright, so let's get to stepping. You can move the camera around with WASD. There's like a slow build-up before you start moving. I'm not sure I like that idea too much, but it's fine. You can also move around with panning the mouse. And I believe you can... Yeah, okay, that's just to rotate. You can either hold right-click to rotate or the middle mouse button to rotate. I thought you could maybe drag the camera around as well, but that's not the case. Alright, so I'll be moving mostly with the right mouse button to rotate and the WASD keys to move around. Anyway, once you want to move somewhere and you decide a point that you want to go to, you left click, you'll get this little thing that shows you the path that you're going to take. You click on the destination the second time. You don't do it super quick. You have to give it a second to plop down. And then when you click it again, it will actually send you there. If you double click just to send somebody there right away, it just doesn't do it, and then it drives you mad. So try not to do that. Alright, the Squire. We've arrived at your estate, my lord. Yes, it's been quite a few years since I was last here. If we hurry, we'll be at the castle by dinner. Yeah, we will. And there's our beautiful, very long, spiry castle with giant statues. We must reach the castle. We're going to come over here and snag up this life mana. And unfortunately, it does not appear that we can do anything to this wonderful little hovel here, so we're going to avoid that. And we're going to go this way. Alright, we know how to end the turn. When you're ready to actually end the turn, you just hit the space bar and it actually ends it. And what's it telling us? Moving the camera, I already explained that to you guys. Alright, we can go take a look at our leader. Here he is. He is wonderful. He is sweet, sweet, nice style. He is Lambert, the leader of doom and stuff. It's fine. Alright, you can see the different stats. They each do something different. If we hover over this, or right click on it. Strength gives you, each point gives you an additional 20 health and 9 damage. Speed gives you 1.5 to evasion and 1 to initiative. Agility gives you 3 to evasion and 6 to damage. Dexterity gives you 3 points to accuracy. And endurance gives you 1.5 point to accuracy and 40 health. So a lot of them pull double duty. I think dexterity is the only one with just 1 point. Yeah. Dexterity is only for accuracy. So if you find that you're missing a lot of times, you're going to want to up your dexterity. Or you're going to want to up your endurance a lot to get more health and accuracy. So 2 points of endurance will equal 1 point of dexterity. Plus it also equals, well, I guess 2 points. That's also going to equal 80 health to add. So dexterity seems a bit underwhelming at times, but maybe it's not so bad. I don't know. You'll see. You do miss a lot. Alright, then we can come over here and we can take a look at our actual troops. Right now we have a leadership of, I think we have a leadership of 3? But we actually have 4 people in our party, which is strange, to say the least. That's our healer, or our acolyte as it were, our squire, and our titan, plus our hero. The Titan is like super OP right now compared to the rest of our crew. If we take a look, let's see here. We right click, we can look at all the stats here. Damage of 52, 225 HP. You know, and we take a look at our boy over here. He's got 180 HP, 39 damage. And then we take a look at the Titan. Okay, the Titan's got 210 damage, over 1,000 hit points. He's sort of a big deal, but he's also the guarantee that you can get through the tutorial. So keep that in mind. And then our Acolyte, healing. That's all she does. I don't think she actually can do any kind of physical damage. I'm pretty sure it's all healing. Alright, now, the last time I played this, just recently, I played through and just to see if I could figure out everything there is to know about the game before I started, as far as the different controls and where things are and what menu and what not. I could not for the life of me figure out where the experience was to see how close to leveling up we are. If we go to additional information, it's literally right here, and I looked at this and I did not see it. I am blind and stupid apparently. But it's here, experience, 0 out of 450. So that's good to know. If we take a look at our boy over here, we go to additional. I'm not sure what leadership means for this. It's weird. Anyway, we have 0 out of 600 experience, and we're a fighter class. Alright, so enough of messing around with this. There is a reason to be in this menu, and it's right down here, the skills. We want to go here, and welcome to the skills tree. That's right, folks, the skills tree. If we take a look around, we have multiple things that we can do. There are certain things that are actual physical, like activatable abilities, like this. Hero of the Realm, activated by using Interception. Alright, that's not activatable exactly. Hold on, let me find one that's actually activatable. There we go, activated skill. Preparation. +2 combat movement and interception immunity, damage of +30% and +30% accuracy. It's a really good skill. There's a few activatable ones all throughout. But there's also things that you need to be aware of that are also very, very, very important. Like the revive skill over here is pretty important as well. But things like this, the little tent, that's a reserve. That basically means we can have people down here in reserves. You can have up to 4 folks in reserves. So there should be, and there are, 4 tents available. The max number of units you can have in combat are 5. And that would mean that we start off with 3 leadership. And that it should mean there's 2 flags. These are the leadership flags. That will give us a maximum of 5. Now, one of the problems that the original release of the game had was, we're going to go with Fox's Cunning, which is +1 to agility. I'm going toward the leadership thing, by the way. You guys are wondering what I'm doing. And there we go, we got persistence as well. One of the major problems that people had with the way the game first released was it became really, really easy pretty early on. Because you could have literally up to, it was 8, just like here. You could have up to 8 people in your party at any given time because you had up to 8 leadership. And the original game, and I believe Disciples 2, I don't remember the original one as much, the original Disciples, but Disciples 2, I think you could only have 4, maybe? I want to say 4 units, something like that. Or it was 2 by 3, so maybe you can only have 6, something along those lines. And yeah, just having 8 people was too much. The way the battlefield looks now is quite a bit different than the old system, so there were a lot of things that made people very upset. Alright, so you can hit spacebar to end your turn, or you can click on the little hourglass down there. We're going to hit the spacebar, we're going to go to this thing. We already actually own it, so there's no benefit to going there.
On my way.
We're going to scoot around it and continue. We're going to gather up that. We're going to rotate the camera a little bit here to get a better angle. We're going to come over to this spot. And we have reached the castle. Guards! Open the gates! My lord, it is you. Welcome home, sir. Well met, Skillivan. That's a great name. At your post as always. What news have you? All is not well, my lord. A messenger seriously wounded came recently from the eastern mine. I was preparing to send our men there, but there was a cave-in yesterday, and the road is blocked. The peasants are clearing the way as we speak. Hey, it's a peasant. My lord, we need your help. Speak, man. What is the trouble? Greenskins, my lord. Greenskins. We were in the woods collecting firewood, as we always do, when they suddenly appeared and attacked us. We barely made it out with our lives. Orcs and goblins this close to the castle? Skillivan, alert the men! And that whole scenario. Yeah, that stuff. So we have to go over there and slaughter the goblins. Alright, unit development.
In order for your units to increase in level and combat prowess.
Yeah. So it's telling us that we have to build structures, and then we have to make a choice. Now, this is where the game gets interesting, and I don't know the best way to advance, but I can just kind of explain what's going on here. So this first episode is going to be a bit more about explanatory or explaining stuff to you guys. Alright, so this is our city screen, I guess, our capital city screen. And if you take a look down here, all of these have options for us to build buildings in. We have this much gold, and then we have this much, what is this stuff called? Stones. So we have gold and stone that we need to build almost all of our buildings. So, first and foremost, generally speaking, you don't have a very large army. Right now, we do. We have a big enough army to get through the tutorial, so this is not going to be 100% accurate to this particular thing. But generally speaking, you're going to want to go and you're going to want to focus on getting stuff like your fighters here, your rangers, your mages, or your support units. You're going to want to get some of those up and running, and then from there you will continue on. So we'll go take a quick peek over here at the warriors. I'm not going to go through every single thing, but there are different upgrade paths. As you take a look over here on the right, you can turn your guys from the fighters, I believe it's the squires, into the witch hunters. Now the witch hunters, honestly, I don't know what makes them much better than the other guys, the other choices. I assume there's going to be something, but it's part of the upgrade path. The way you really need to look at it is, you look at the long term. You're like, well, I can go to here right now. So the witch hunters versus, what is it, the knights? The knights. The knights have 72 damage with 300 HP, and the witch hunters have 34 damage with 260 HP. Not quite as good. Movement range is 2, 18 initiative, 37 accuracy, and 33 evasion. 2, 1 interception, 15 initiative, 20 accuracy, and 16 evasion. These guys don't hit as often, but they definitely hit harder. Okay, so what I'm saying is we need to decide how far down the tree we're going to go. So if we really wanted to check out what the difference is, we would compare essentially the Grand Inquisitors to whatever's next. Now, the Grand Inquisitors still do less damage than the Knights do, which is kind of funny. But they have these other abilities as well. Double Strike. The warrior strikes twice during his attack, so you have to double that. Dispersion. Activated by dealing critical damage, it will destroy a summoned being, which is pretty good. The Flame of the Inquisition. Activated by suffering negative effects. Fire. It deals 65 damage if we get a negative effect on us. Disavowal. It's an activated skill. 25% to air resistance, minus 25% to air resistance. Dispels all beneficial effects, destroys a summoned being, and it cannot be dispelled. And it targets all enemies within a 3 diameter hex. So, pretty good skill. And then finally over here we have Repelling Strike. It's an activated skill. And it looks like it has another follow-up strike as well on top of it. When activated, the unit's strikes will repel its target back for 1 hex. If that unit is thrust upon an obstacle, it will suffer damage equal to 15% of its max health. This effect will expire at the end of the round, used on self. Activated by dealing damage. Crushing. Repels enemy unit back for 1. The unit runs into an obstacle, it will be dealt. So, same thing? It's called Repelling or Ready Strike? It seems odd. Oh, it's Repelling or Ready Strike is one that you can actually target the enemy with as opposed to using on self. Huh. So you can either use it on yourself or on the enemy. Alright, that's cool. That's good to know. So as you can see, that's, pretty decent. Double strike and all that. So if we looked at comparable for that tier, we have the Paladin. Exhausting Duel activated by using Interception. Lowers the initiative of the enemy. Activated skill preparation, +2 combat movement, interception immunity, damage and accuracy is all increased. And then finally, Warrior of Light, passive skill +3 to strength, functions only at midday. That's weird. So that's his benefit. He does 156 damage. He's got a lot of HP. Not too bad. Not too bad overall. And then skills, you see the things that he actually unlocks as he levels up. Level 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so on and so forth. Pretty cool stuff. And then the other alternative over here, and this is, again, this is the end of a tier. If we go down this path, we stop here. This is the last tier for this one. We can get ourselves from Imperial Knights to Angels. And the Angels hit for 140, which is a little bit less. They have more health, I believe. However, they have Fury of the Skies, activated by receiving critical damage. It deals 140 damage to the enemy. And passive skill for midday only, +3 to strength. So, 2 different options. Both of them don't seem as cool as the Witch Hunter, but still pretty cool. And then we also have the end-all be-all here, the final tier guys, where we can get the Holy Avengers or the Defenders. So let's see what the Defender has to offer. Almost 1,000 health, 196 damage. He's got the Exhausting Duel, pretty much all the stuff the Paladin had, but he also has Mutual Aid. +2 to Interception. Allies around in range 1 hex. +2 combat turns. I think it increases our interception stuff, which you'll see in combat soon enough. And then finally, the Holy Avenger. Only 800 versus the 975 HP. I think he does more damage, I'm not sure. And he's got Mad Vengeance, activated by dealing damage. Initiative of +10%, and the effect stacks, used on self. Not bad. Not bad. So every time he attacks, it looks like he increases his initiative by 10%. And it lasts for 3 combat rounds. Then Preparation, we already know. And then Warrior of Light, midday skill. And then finally Unstoppable, activated by being intercepted. -1 to interception points. The effect stacks and cannot be dispelled. So we can basically stop everybody from being able to intercept us, which is cool. Alright, so that's pretty much it in a nutshell. That kind of breaks down, you know, the differences. You're going to really have to take a look and decide which way you want to go, what works best. Maybe if you end here, the Witch Doctor's better, but if, or sorry, the Witch Hunter's better. But if you end down here, maybe the Knights or the Angels are better. It really depends on your playstyle, what you like more, and what you deem is better. Then we move in here. It's a lot less with the ranged units. There's no branching path here. You just kind of go straight down the line. Then we go over here and we check out the, what is this, the mages, the mage units. A little bit of a branching one here. You can go with the wizards, or you can go with the elementalists. And they have different skills and stats, as always. These guys should be more area of effect oriented with the elementalist, while the others are probably more, oh no, they're both area of effect. The healing branch, when we get to the supporting units, they branch off versus single target and area of effect. That's their branching. I'm not sure what the mages do differently. Area strike and an area attack in 5 hex diameter. Position of the attack can be selected by holding down the control key. Energy shield, activated skill, applies a shield effect which repels the enemy unit back 1 hex. Cool. If that unit runs into an obstacle, yeah, we already know all about that. Alright, and then teleportation. The caster is instantly teleported to the selected point on the battlefield. That's pretty cool. So that's what the wizard can do. We go take a look at the elementalist. He can do the area strike, but it's only a 3 hex versus the 5. But he also has the ability to summon the air elemental, which is pretty cool. And he can summon it anywhere on the field. So that's his catch there. And then finally we have Merlin over here, the white wizards. 5 area hexed, the energy shield, the teleportation, and powerful discharge, activated by dealing damage or miss. Grants skill static charge. And it deals 17 damage, basically, to anyone who he attacks, I guess? So, pretty cool stuff. Pretty cool stuff. Alright, we'll go check out the support, the supporting one here. And like I said, this is where it branches off from single target to not single target. So you'll see single target there. We'll go take, that was this one, right? Yeah, single target. We'll go take a look over here. If we decided to go down this road, you'll see it'll be area of healing. This will be single target. This will be area. And there'll be certain other buffs and things that go with each class. But again, single target versus area. Oops, right click. There we go. So, really have to decide what you want to do with which, you know. The single target's obviously going to heal one target for more, and the area is going to heal others for less, but it's going to heal more targets, and it's probably a larger heal overall. Say you max out the heal every time, you'll probably heal for more points of actual damage that are, you know, done, because, say, everybody got hit like 4 times, they're almost dead, and you fully heal everybody with one spell. that's going to be more than single healing one person who took a lot of damage. But again, if one person's taking a lot of damage and you can't break, it really depends, guys. It's all about what's going on in the certain circumstance or condition. Also, there's one other thing I didn't go through yet, guys, and these are the additional buildings. So the additional buildings will allow you to research new spells, and I think even cast spells. I don't think we can do that until we have this. And then we also have the temple, which will allow us to heal and revive units in our capitals and cities. And then finally, this will allow us to actually hire a thief and then use his special abilities. So we're going to start with, I guess, the magic tower. It really doesn't matter because it doesn't. Oh, and any of the branching ones, and I did forget something else I wanted to show you guys. Any of the branching ones, they will lock the other side. So if we went with this one, this will become locked and you can't go down that tree at all. I did forget in the Mage Guild, we also have this extra building thrown in here, and it's the Titans. Not entirely human, but no monster either. They are called Titans for their immense size and strength. The Titans are amazing, you'll like them. You can build this and this. They don't seem to be locked, they don't lock one another out, so that's good. Alright, all that being said, that's a lot of talking, a lot of babbling. We're about out of time, but I'm going to try to get into combat before we break it all off. So we are out of movement points. We're going to end our turn. And we're going to go and actually take a look at the spells that we do have. So we can learn spells based off of our life magic, because that's what the spells we have here are. And we can increase our accuracy, we can regain health, or we can deal extra damage. I think I'm going to learn that spell and be able to do lightning. It's going to be quite cool. And that's actually castable maybe in combat, but also outside of combat. Our quest journal will basically tell us what our quests are. I mean, it's kind of simple. Alright, if we go to the brewery right now, we will get ourselves +1 combat movement, so we are going to head there. And then if we go to the mill, it gives the owner 50 gold per day. We're just going to be getting that automatically. We don't have to actually do anything for that. So we'll come over here to the well. The well will give us +7 movement over land. And they're talking about objects and getting the benefit for the objects. So that's good. And then over here we have this. It's a statue +1 to interception. I'll come over here. We're going to snag that bad boy up. There it is. We're going to come grab some stone. And I believe the stone mine is ours already. Gives us 100 stone per day. So we're only getting 50 stone per day. So maybe it's not active just yet. Also, I want to point out, if you go over here, let's see, is it this one? We can show our area of influence. So these are all the areas that our town is currently holding. Like, this is the area, all the stuff within it, if we have it tagged and flagged for us, it will actually work that way. So it's weird. So we should be getting, according to this, 100 stone per day, but we're only getting 50. And then over here we should be getting 100 life mana per day. We're only getting 100. I'm not sure if there's something going on that we're using extra stone or what. But, it's a thing. Alright, so we're going to be able to build up another one because we ended our turn. We can only build once per turn. So now we're going to come over here and we're going to build up, I guess, the Thief's Den. We don't really need it. I'm not going to use it right now, but we're going to build it anyway. Alright, we're going to end our turn with spacebar. We're going to go ahead and build the third building in that little sect of buildings. And there it is. It is the temple. We're going to build it up. It is sweet, sweet, nice style. It is done.
My lord?
I don't know why, like, we don't have the 100. I honestly don't have any idea why it's not working that way. But that's fine. Alright, we're going to come over here to the wagon, and we're going to gather up whatever's in the wagon.
You may left.
We may left click on enemies. I mean, it's simplistic on how we actually do it. So we got ourselves a rune that deals 80 damage and applies the curse Mind Rot until the end of combat. Alright, so we're about to go into our first battle, and here it is. It shows us the armies that we're up against. 2 goblins and a wolf. And you can right click on them to get more stats if you want to see. And then our army, we can also move around the people if we want them in different areas. But this is pretty good. Our front line versus our back line. So let's actually attack, get in here, and do the combat, and then after that we'll break off the episode and we'll continue. I've explained most of what's going on, so there shouldn't be too much left. Now you'll see these little circles. They are circles of power. In this case, melee power increase on both of these guys. So what we're going to do is, our Titan seems to always have the highest initiative. We're going to move him first and have him come over here and smash this guy in the head. wasn't quite enough to take him out, but it put him down to, what, 35 HP left? Yeah, so 35 HP left. It's now our big boss man's time to shine. No, it's actually not. It's our little dude's time over here, the Squire. So we're going to move him over here and have him attack the wolf. If you take a look up here in the scroll, it shows us that we're going to do 26 damage to the wolf out of the 200 HP he has. We have an 8% chance to crit and a 5% chance to miss. If we check out the goblin has less HP. We do less damage to him, though. Still same chance to crit, but we have a much higher chance to miss. So we're going to go after the wolf. Okay, so we attack the wolf. That's fine. We can heal right now if we wanted to. I don't believe we want to. So what we're going to do is we're going to go with weight. I have turned off auto intercept, and I'll explain what that is later on down the road. But for now, we're going to attempt to go for this. We have basically a third chance to miss, so 34%, 33 would be a third, 34%, Anyway, we only do 16 damage if we do manage to hit him, so yeah, as you can see, the Titans are pretty much the bread and butter of our army right now, in the tutorial anyway. And of course we did miss. So there you have it, and our chick has nothing to do, so we can pretty much just move her and defend. This is obviously the combat order, and as you see right there, it said interception, so he's going to attack what I think is our Titan. And as such, we can choose to intercept him, or we could not. Interception basically is like a counterattack. So we just got hit for 112. We're going to intercept, smash him with our giant trunk of doom, and down he's going to go. We have the option to intercept the next attack. It's going to be the goblin attacking what I believe is our Squire. We will intercept. And he did a critical hit and did 56 damage. We're going to swing back 39. And then we're going to see we have yet another intercept. So we'll be able to go ahead and attack him again. I'm not sure if we have options available to us in combat, but I feel like the combat's a little bit sluggish right now. Let's go into our options here. Game, camera speed, no, combat. Combat animation speed, we're going to go to fast. I'm not going to go to very fast. I've turned off auto intercept. I have the HP on translucent and a bunch of other stuff. I want to show path and some other stuff, so it's fine. Alright, so we're going to apply that. We're going to hit OK. I'm going to come back in. It should speed things along just a little bit here. Alright, it is our Titan's time to do some work. We're going to go ahead and smash the goblin. It should kill him. And indeed it did. 101 damage. He is annihilated. He is gone. It is over with. It's our Squire's time to shine. If you take a look, he's got 0 interception. Take a look, our boy has 0 out of 2, so he's already used the 2. I don't know if it's for combat or what the case is. Alright, he's going to move and he's going to attack our big guy here. We're going to not intercept him. I'm choosing not to right now. I can still intercept him, though, with him. So if you have 2 people with intercept, either one of them can intercept. We're going to go with our boys intercepting him here. We did 45 damage. It's going to be our healer's time to shine. We're going to go ahead and throw a heal out on the little guy here, on the Squire. And I believe once we finish combat, we get like a combat regeneration thing. We're going to wait right now. We're going to see if we can't get Lambert to actually land this attack. So 45 damage is what we'll do. He's only got 25 health. We have a 5% crit and 5% miss chance. And there it is. We have slaughtered him. We are victorious. We all get 84 experience. And we regained 80 health. So not too bad. That was our after combat regen there. And you can see more details if you want. Let's see, you know, damage versus healed. So we killed 1. Damage taken was 80. Hit points was 220. And our experience across the board. We only have 200 out of 225 for the Squire. We have 135. We're missing about 100 on our Titan as well. He did the most damage, obviously. And we did quite a bit of healing with the Acolyte. And then you get to see the breakdown there. I mean, it's all basic stuff, guys, like you know. You understand. Down here it shows you the turns taken. Each time one of your units moves, it's considered a turn. So that's why they took 7 versus us taking 10. Otherwise it wouldn't make sense. So it's all initiative based. It's not everybody moves and everybody else moves, or everybody moves and that's one full turn. You know, they count turns differently. And then here's our units killed, the average damage, total damage experience, and level ups. So, good stuff all around.
The enemy is no more!
Very descriptive, very good stuff. My lord, we have tracked a band of brigands who have been stalking your lands. Alright, so it looks like we'll have ourselves another combat coming up in the very next episode. I'm going to endeavor in the next episode to hopefully explain a bit less, and hopefully get a bit further. That's the plan, the goal, the hope, the dream.
Lambert here.
It's talking about inventory. We can go ahead and... I don't think we can actually equip this. Yeah, I don't think it can be equipped. We can use this in combat, though. Though I'm not entirely certain how. That's one thing I don't know. I don't know how to use the runes. But it's fine. Anyway, folks, that's going to do it for this very first episode. I hope you guys enjoyed the start of the Triple P series. If you guys want more information about the game, where to get the game, information on the developer or the publisher, any of that wonderful fun stuff will be down below in the description of the video with links and other various random things. Sorry about that, folks. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like and subscribe buttons. If you want to let me know what you thought, feel free to leave a comment down below. And if you're able to, feel free to support me on Patreon, and then you can be a part of the next Triple P series. Until the very next episode, folks, my name's Bumpy McSquigums. Thank you for stopping by the Freak Show, and I will see you later.